Oh, hey gamers. We're here. The 52nd episode, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Woo!
The excitement is just unreal, John.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm so
I
happy
can
to be here.
tell.
52 episodes, that's an entire year. That's
It's
unreal. That's
A
crazy.
year of sessions, guys. Not counting all the individual ones. Which is like an extra 30 on top of that, if not more. Guys, we're in it
Let's
to
not
win
reminisce
today.
now.
We can't. We do not have time. And why is that, Timmer? Because you're doing the recap right now.
Oh,
Go.
all right. Okay, go? Yes.
Do it.
So, we started in media res with the fight of kind of like Gandalf Balrog fight of Paradigm and Shadow Dragon. And Shadow Dragon wiped Paradigm from the face of Klovisa. Completely evaporated him. Not even a chance. He saved a first breath throw, which was pretty good. But then he just came up with another one immediately afterwards. And then he killed Fair Horse. And we were all sad. We said, what can we do? While searching for the dragon's lair to maybe enact some revenge, we found a caravan, which is the original reason we came to this area. We tried talking to them, see if they'd take Terry on for a wintering, but they weren't very receptive to this at all. So we kind of had a separate plan of coming back to the bridge and finding the dragon and finding its lair. But, you know, we couldn't do anything. We couldn't find the dragon, couldn't find the lair, couldn't do anything like that. So we decided to continue to True Milk, and maybe we'll find out answers there. 4 days or 3 days, we get to True Milk. We start drinking. In the morning, we get woken up by Falsmalek, or at least a lackey of his, who tattoos us magically to say, come on over. We get over to his place because he is from Rumilk, and we find out that after a bit of discussion, he's interested in testing our abilities for some reason. He says he couldn't trust us for that, and he disappears in a puff of smoke. Turns out, wizards are assholes, and he set up an entire maze for us, lured us into this maze, and wouldn't let us out until we discovered his, the answers to them. Did a bit of that, including a minor one with a treadmill, another one with a couple of balloons filled with gas, and then finally a big dice bowl with like marbles running through it. And after getting through all of these, at least these were the 3 ones that we did on camera. Off screen, we probably did a bunch of more. We found him, and maybe an illusion of him. We found him relaxing in some sort of terrace somewhere, not knowing if this is the end, but it's probably the end. And that's when John cut it.
Possibly 2 illusions of him.
So many illusions. Anything you guys want to add?
Yeah, there's a couple things. He said that his father's ghost might be, or his family was worried that his father's ghost was inhabiting the place and might take over their bodies. When we were drinking, we learned that for figuring out the car stuff, maybe we should talk to the Oslo family. Those are my 2 big additions there.
True. Well, excuse me. In media res, we continue. You all, suddenly bathed in sunlight, Sever screeches in pain as he begins to boil alive.
I immediately crawl onto the ceiling.
You jump onto the ceiling, avoiding
and I-
sunlight.
I take a fatigue level.
You sure do. The rest of you can look out to the wonderful, beautiful daytime gazebo where an illusion or Joj himself, Joj Falsmalek, this bald-headed fuck, is, alright, kids, get the fuck out. Leave me alone. And 2 youngsters in their late teens hop down and start running off across the yard towards a different part of the compound you're in. Because you're in this weird wizard's cult compound or something. Who knows what's going on? But here we are. A Joge behind you, a Joge ahead of you, a vampire on your ceiling. But what I want to know is how the elephant get in my pajamas.
So, Josh, we've been through your house. I'm not so sure if that was more your amusement or our debunking your ghost myth.
You guys... What? What, Sever?
We saw no ghosts, so pretty sure you're good.
Agreed.
You want it in writing?
He nods. He does want it in writing. He hands you a piece of paper while you're trapped on the ceiling. Yeah. It's weird. While Sever writes, Joge will state, I'm not going to lie. And he stands up.
And walks out the
Thanks
door.
your hand. And we'll walk away. Yeah.
That's
No,
it.
you can stop right there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want, what? Closure on this adventure? What do you want?
Yes. You offered us a favor.
Oh, did I?
Yes.
I offer a lot of things. Alright, let's hear it. Make it quick.
Well, team, what do we want?
Does he have access to, like...
You want an umbrella? My phone is just going off, Joe says, throwing it across the room. Into the yard.
I want info on that damn bridge we crossed to get here.
Oh, the bridge. Are all of you satisfied with such a thing?
What does that mean? We're satisfied.
You only get one favor, Chief.
Oh.
Favorite each? That's awesome.
Don't make me slap a vampire. It wouldn't be the first time.
Let's agree to this.
Also, it's daytime, fucker, and you're standing on my gazebo ceiling. Watch yourself.
How are we gonna get out of here? God damn
I
it.
mean, well, we'll finish this discussion, then I'll go get Oscar, and you'll be fine.
Okay, cool.
He starts laughing.
Well,
Alright, hurry up, man! I'm a busy wizard! I got things to be doing. Modifying
I
memories.
absolutely ignore him. Well,
Yeah, let's
we could-
ignore him.
It might be better to say help with that dragon rather than information about it.
I don't think
First-
we need help.
Oh! He yawns.
First, let's decide if he's needed by Tolston anyway before we use him for our own personal thing. Like, I don't know. Maybe he is. I'm
Yeah.
not too sure.
I know
Sorry.
we tried to get
I don't
in
respect
contact.
governments.
Not a part of this deliberation.
And you shouldn't offer favors to government officials.
You're not.
Seems silly.
Very specifically not government officials.
You are not government officials. I don't see your badge. Where's your tax ID? Give me a badge number.
I would say Antwa should illusion up a badge, but it probably won't work on this guy. Anyway, information on the bridge, or bank the favor for later. Come back when we have something more interesting to ask him for.
Yeah, come back for that. We can always message him. Unless there's something pressing.
Antwa, you got his name and his face, like, all good?
Yes, his name is George A. Whatever the hell.
Go.
Cool.
Gauche.
You want it spelled for you? I promise it's not a fake name.
I mean, it's on this contract here, so, like, it should
Is-
be, like, I hand the contract over to Antwa. Can you read that?
You look at it, Antoine, and all it says is, you're an idiot, you're an idiot, you're an idiot, you're an idiot. Over and over and
Don't
over
worry about
again.
that. That's illusion.
This. Do we really
Ghost.
have to deal with this person?
You really don't. You could just leave.
Josh, we like having a favor from an amazing wizard such as yourself, especially one of such power.
I could give
You
you
have
a
no-
cow. It might help replace that big hole in your heart. He does a little heart symbol with his fingers.
One day, we're going to come back hunting for that dragon. And at that time, we might ask for some help finding it and getting there.
Okay, Buster.
I mean, is that something that's beyond your ability?
Yes.
Beyond your ability to find this dragon?
Oh, find it? No, you just go to the bridge. Wait until nightfall. But I'm sure you already have figured that one out. Alright, well, keep your secrets, or I'll keep mine. Have a wonderful afternoon, evening, or night. And he grabs your arms. His arms clip through your bodies, and Joj evaporates, his illusion gone. You are now standing in the middle of a compound with a gazebo being the only shelter for Sever.
Did both Jojes disappear?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll be back. And Thatch leaves to go get Oscar the Grouch Mark 1.
Yeah, you can go grab it. It'll only take, like, 2 minutes to work your way around the building. Find Boris washing down the the golf cart. Not even a golf cart, just a trash can on wheels. And he's like, oh, hey, I took the liberty of washing it for you. I hope you don't mind. It was dirty.
Thank you, Boris. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. He gives you a business card. Please give this to your boss. I am searching for employment.
Understandable.
Understood.
He nods.
Especially a great Falsmalek, we could definitely use your help.
He nods, staring awkwardly at
What are your actionable skills there, Boris?
I am a wizard's apprentice, but I am not a wizard.
Why not?
Oh, Antoine's here. Okay. Antoine followed you, Thatch.
Apparently he did.
Antoine, you are a wizard. You immediately recognize this man is not a wizard. And he's like, oh, it's just... You know, I got the... Vectus got the cool genes, I suppose, from my dad. I have the bullshit ones.
You know, with training, you can learn a lot.
No.
Are you... Yeah, okay, I get you.
Can you please give my card to your boss? Thank you. He gives you the hose if you want to finish hosing down the Oscar Mark 1.
I'll spend an extra minute finishing it off and then wheel it off towards Sever.
Yeah.
Don't want his work to look half done.
I quickly crawl into his...
There's still water at the bottom. I didn't get a chance to dump it out after he washed it off.
Oh, it's okay. It's not bothering me that much.
Okay.
It's not elemental.
It seeps through your clothing, just being a hindrance. You can be led out of the compound by Boris, who will open the gate for you. Taking a glance around one last time, you see just the mysteries that you care not for that are in this land, and can head out of the compound. The tattoos gone from your skin. Joj, an illusion, or an illusionist, vanished. Or have you even met him before, truly?
As we're exiting, I'll ask Boris for directions to the Oslo family.
Oh, yeah, so you're gonna take this main route. You're gonna go straight. There'll be like a bunch of blue tiled buildings. Once you hit the big brown building, make a right and you'll see it.
All right. Thank you. And we'll be in touch.
I hope so. Truly. I want out of here. And he closes the gate behind him. Or behind you, I suppose.
Good. All right. Terry, why don't you lead the way, man? This is your endeavor. Let's do it.
All right. So past the blue buildings to the brown buildings, and we make a left.
True. You will find this very neatly organized. How do I say this? It's like a bunch of buildings that have just been connected with small stone bridges to give like a castle-like feel with a courtyard in the middle. Where you see some vehicles. What appears to be these 2-seater, 3-seaters, if you look at the strange back seat on the very end, that are parked and currently being toyed with. There are quite a few people here. At least like 20 family members who are all kind of wearing a loose uniform of sorts. Of overalls, working out in the sun. Men, women, wives, children, husbands, all sorts of people just going about their day. And as you guys approach, looking rough for wear, you will meet... What's her name? Who is the matriarch of this family? No, Tilda's dead. Rest in peace, Tilda. No, Maddie ran away. No, Bojangle isn't here. Rest in peace, Bojangle. Suzanne? Are you it? Yes, Suzanne Ostlow will come out to meet you and give you all, well, I guess, gauge your intentions. She looks at the 3 strangers and their trash can on wheels.
Hello, I'm here. I'm Terry. I'm here, and I'm interested in learning more about these powered vehicles that you make. Where I'm from, everything is just pulled by horses, you know? We have nice little carts, or, you know, like this, it's just, you know, you grab the handles and you push.
Oh!
So, I'm very interested in learning about this new technology.
She nods. And I'm sorry, who are you fellas behind him, Terry? My name's Suzanne. John was pulling up some character information about this person. She is like a 27, 28-year-old woman. Seems a bit more wise for her years. And despite being not one of the youngest, but definitely on the younger end of the adult spectrum, behind her being several other just farming types, these outdoors / prairie people coming out to see what the hubbub is about. You can introduce yourselves. And I don't know how much we need to interact with the entire ensemble cast. So I'm going to kind of keep all other character descriptions dialed back a little bit. Suzanne will show you around, asking if you're interested in buying or what.
I'm interested in buying, but even more than that, I'm interested in learning, you know, how to repair, how to put the parts together.
Oh, you're looking for an apprenticeship.
Absolutely.
Oh, why didn't you lead with that, man? Okay.
I
Yeah.
said I was interested in learning about them. Yeah.
Well, you know,
That is what
learning
I led
and
with.
learning from us is 2 different things, right?
Sure. There seemed to be a distinct lack of knowledge from some of the city folk about this stuff.
It is a very niche field. What we do here is kind of just what we do here. Hang on, let me see who's got a free apprenticeship slot. And a man named, I think his name is Axe, will raise his hand. And he's like, oh, okay, Axe. This just angry looking dude sort of straddles up over to you, stares you down for a moment.
hello, nice to meet you.
Hello.
Terry will reach out his hand.
He will take your, forearm and, shake it in the most aggressive manner possible. Where it's literally just, ragdolling your arm. This will cost 50 gold a month.
That's not bad.
If you do well and put your services to use, you can make money.
Absolutely. That sounds fair. I'll look over to Thatch, who I don't have money.
Oh, the money's in the trash can.
Yeah.
It's a smart place to keep your money, in the garbage.
It is.
No one would think to look there.
Mm.
You
No.
can't see, but Sarah's nodding his head and giving you a thumbs up.
Well, yeah, I think I'd be interested in coming back here for the winter when Tulst is all locked down in snow.
I see.
Ask how much an actual car would cost.
Yeah, I guess I'll turn back to, what was the lady's name?
Suzanne.
Suzanne, and ask her, well, I guess the other order of business, like I said, I'm somewhat interested in actually purchasing a vehicle as well.
Whoa, excuse me. I'm not gonna say they're not for sale, but it is a niche market in what we do. These things are not uniform in the outer world. The city folk who come here don't like the off-roading type of vehicles that we have. Or even the fuel would be a hassle to manufacture on your own. You'd have to come here semi-regularly. Or find a different source of fuel, I suppose.
Okay.
I'm not sure your intentions. Normally, we only sell to, the road-weary people and the people who travel the land routes. And no offense, but you guys don't seem like that kind of type.
I mean, sure. I guess I'm not that worried about having to come back here once in a while for fuel.
Well, once in a while... He starts laughing. Unless you're planning on buying, fuel tanker or a... Look, I'd hate to scam out city folk. Last time we did that, it was just this big hassle.
Well, we appreciate your candor. Is fuel something we could have shipped to the Tulst area or to somewhere else, or is it overtly expensive?
Potentially, if you could come pick it up, or don't really do deliveries out there in the wild. We sort of stay in-house where it's safe. If you're interested, I mean, I'm not going to stop you from buying it. I'm not going to refuse to take your money.
What about if we had something that Terry could learn to fix up as he spends his time here? Maybe get a little cheaper if he puts the work into it.
I think that makes sense. Actually, see what you'd be dealing with rather than just making an impulse buy. That's just not reasonable. We only sell reasonable vehicles here at the Oslo Foundation. She'll start giving you a sales pitch and offer you guys lemonade as well.
I happily will accept. And ask for an extra cup and then hand it into the trash can.
She won't make a comment on that smartly.
We feel the same way about your lemonade that we feel about our gold. That's all you need to know about that.
Okay. Well, come on in. We'll speak some details over lunch. And she'll offer you guys inside where we can sort of hand wave the nitty-gritty details if this is what you're wanting to do during your winter break.
Love it. How many months? 3 or 4?
However many you really want to spend. You're gonna get the vehicle proficiency pretty quickly no matter what here, Terry. You're already land vehicle proficient, right?
Yep. I'm basically just expanding that because City Blinding Lights doesn't really have cars.
Yeah. What's up, Sever? You raised your hand.
I just, not like, he could put together a car, right? If he was given the parts. That's like part of it.
He wants to build or construct or have that knowledge.
Could he build another trash can? Is what Sever's
Well,
asking.
obviously, like you have to have parts, right, to do it,
Yeah.
right? I'm not gonna be like, oh,
Yeah.
I forged an engine or something. Like,
Yeah, he just wants to pimp out a vehicle, like pimp it out.
Yeah.
Like, rims.
He will learn the ways
Bouncy
of
car.
doing such a thing, or finish that kind of part with Schmitty back in Tolst, who will... Schmitty can't really teach the basics. He's just not that kind of mad genius. But if he learns the basics here, Terry should be able to create stuff on his own in the future.
well, yeah, sounds like a month or 2 here, and then maybe a month back with Smitty or something like that. Does that sound reasonable?
Yeah, that sounds
Schmitty.
reasonable.
Sorry, not Smitty.
Schmitty.
Schmitty.
Indeed. Smitty is a vampire.
All right.
Uh,
Do you want us to pay this gold cost now? So
no,
that it is...
they don't care. They, whatever. It's fine. When you are ready, come back and see us. It'll be okay.
Free
Right.
labor, I suppose.
Sure. Part of most of them think you guys are just, not gonna come back and, act on this, and it's just, a thing you wanted to investigate. But it's fine. It's fine, right?
I'll turn over to Thatch. 50 gold is a lot here, isn't it?
It's insane.
Like, we
Probably.
paid for the whole community's drinks off, 7 silver.
True. Well, this is where their strength is. Only the best for you, Terry.
This place is awesome.
It is awesome. Or at least awe-inspiring. Because they don't have much money. They have a lot of food. Everyone seems to have a house. The community is super active. Even now, during lunchtime, people are going to the town hall to vote on things. Whatever the fuck that means. And it has nothing that anyone would want for. They tell you not to go to the barn, which is kind of weird. But they don't really tell you what the barn is or where to even find it. They're just like, hey, if you see the barn, just don't go in there, man. Just as a warning to outsiders. Cows are just sort of doing their own thing, living with the people, living with the land. I mean, there's a cow man who is the sheriff, apparently. No one really fucks around to find out. Everyone seems pretty at peace. No one's wearing armor or wielding weapons.
Except us.
Except
no
you
one
guys.
fucks around to find out. Or
Yeah.
do they?
Why
Or
the
do
hell are these people not afraid of fucking spirit beasts?
It's
Yeah.
a really great question.
Thatch, do you want to vote before we leave? I've heard that,
That old people like voting, Terry?
yeah.
Well, you know what? We do. Let's go vote. Do it. I will happily take Terry with me. And what's on the referendum, John?
First, you
There
have to show your
are
Medicare card.
there are 4 things to be spoken about. 3 of them are not just random things, like family disputes of should blah 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 move his fence slightly to the left and stop, ignoring property lines here. Another is just how can we move the cows without touching them out of this part of the reservoir? Because they keep falling in and hurting themselves like idiots. So, there's a bunch of ballots and options you could pick. The next is, who is going to be sacrificed to the Seeker this month and inhale all of their mushrooms? And there's just like a list of volunteers. It's like 60 names.
And inhale all of their what?
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
Hmm.
Is there a place to do write-ins?
No. No write-ins. You have to vote. You don't get to... It's a multiple choice question. That's it.
Do I recognize any of the names on the list from people that we've interacted with so far?
You see Boris on like all of them. Make Boris do it. So Boris Falsmalek is just the shit can of a like area. So it's like, who should we get to move the cows out of the reservoir? It's like 6 names. Boris Falsmalek. Who's gonna help move the fence slightly to the left? Like 2 names and then fucking Falsmalek. Big parentheses Boris.
Yeah. So if Terry doesn't know anything about them and they're not obvious to him, like if it's a yes/no thing, he's always just gonna pick yes.
Okay, cool.
Batch would vote for somebody besides Boris Valsmalek on every issue to help swing the vote in the other direction.
Oh, that's so nice of you.
I like the Valsmalek family, except for Josh. He's a douche.
Yeah.
And that rhymes.
Okay.
Josh the Dosh.
Josh the Dosh.
I guess it doesn't rhyme.
You guys can vote and get your 2 copper pieces that have little stamps of cows on their flats. One's like the heads and like the horn, and the other's just like a side profile of one. Like, here you go. Thanks for your vote.
I need to get this attached to my armor to prove that I voted.
Oh, whose phone just went off? That wasn't mine.
That was loud.
That was spooky.
Sorry, that was my phone. Sorry.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Terry throws his cellular device across the room.
I think we gather back in the tavern and say, hey guys,
Gilded
what's the
Corral.
plan?
Do you mention any of that to us?
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned it'd be like, well, we went to vote, and 3 of them were simple issues. Apparently, Boris just gets like, shit on by the entire town. He's being volunteered to do everything. Oh, and there's this other thing where apparently somebody's going to be sacrificed to the Seeker, and they have to inhale his mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
There weren't a whole lot of details on that. Seemed a bit
What?
sketchy.
Well, we're at a tavern. Could I like go over to sorry, whoever we bought a room from, or like
Yeah.
whoever's serving drinks? Hi,
The
I'm a
proprietor.
tourist.
Oh!
Do you
Oh,
know
hello!
who the Seeker is? That seems like a fascinating.
Oh,
facet of
the
your culture.
Seeker! Yeah. She's the Wicked Witch of the North. She,
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, she's pretty cool. She gives us drugs and makes drugs and gets everybody high every year for free, once a year.
Wow,
We dance
That's-
under the new moon. It's great.
that is great.
Yeah.
Is there a way that we could go meet her? Like, we don't have to like get high or anything. Just like
Yeah, sure. You gotta be careful, though. She summoned a unicorn on accident once because some person called Luca trying to reel in her chaotic magics, and just got crazy, man. Whew. It was a rough day. Unicorn
Wait, did
lizard.
you say she's to the north?
Yeah, like, and he points like maybe 500 feet that way.
Sweet. Awesome. Thank you so much. I leave some toast bucks as a tip.
Like, what the fuck? He looks at them and just starts like biting on them, trying to eat them. What the fuck is this?
I go back.
You can go back.
I tell everyone. She's like 500 feet away.
Well, what would Paradigm say if he was here?
He'd
There's
probably try
someone
to
after.
summon the sewer gigolo or something.
Something magic item, something.
You hear a ghostly voice. Get high.
Well,
Oh shit, that is what he would say.
well, I down my beer and say, all right, let's go.
Fucking Thatch, the party animal.
It's only 500 feet away. I mean, while we're here, you know?
I mean, seriously, we're not going to be back for a while. Plus, we got to know what Terry's getting into if he's going to stay in this town over the winter. Let's go.
True.
You guys can go during the night when your Sever boy can actually walk around rather than being trapped in a trash can. Which is good, because 500 feet away is really steep and grassy hills, some twisted trees, some regular trees as well. Just these nice, strong oaks. And as you guys enter this wild area where no cows dare enter, you will get lost for a little while, twist and turn yourselves around until you find yourselves at a very strange looking clearing, I suppose is what we'd call it. There you can see a fenced off area where there are 2 tents, a great big scary elm tree that is sort of twisted and fallen, leafless and dead, as well as some really odd looking rock formations that are just sort of scattered around the area and like in a almost protective way. Wow, my phone will not stop going off. What the fuck is happening?
Check it.
I'm not. I'm
Someone's trying to
refused.
kill you now. You need to answer your phone.
I already threw it
Could
across
be
the room.
important.
7 days.
Is there a gate to this fenced off area? Or is it
Uh,
just a fenced off area with
You
an
need to
open
approach
entrance?
first.
I will approach.
Okay. Thatch, what are your intentions as you cross the first of these stone rings, I guess?
At first, I would look to see if somebody is out there. If I don't see anybody, or if I don't see any activity or movement around the tents, I think I would announce myself, rather than walk into someone's home unannounced and unbidden. Shut up. Ho! We seek
Yeah.
the seeker.
But what are your intentions, Thatch?
Conversation. And information.
Potentially
Who
murder?
is she?
Question mark?
I'm sorry, what?
Are you gonna murder them? Do you want
I
to kill
do
this
not
person?
intend to murder the seeker.
Are you sure?
Well, yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. Alright. You call out, "Ho there!" Head to, or just around the fence, and it kind of twists and turns. The others get sort of lose sight of Thatch as he begins to start making his way around the fenced off area. Just from where you guys are standing. Are you guys going to follow them?
Yeah, I'll follow Thatch.
Terry, can you please tell me your intentions here?
Terry just wants to figure out who this person is.
Yeah,
right?
but how
They
much
sound-
murder will that involve? Let's be honest, Terry.
You know, hopefully very little.
Yeah. But there's a chance.
I mean, of course there's a chance. There's a chance that this person is some sort of murderer who will attack me on sight.
Preemptive murder, understood. Okay. Terry, you start to follow Thatch. Who's next?
I follow my party, but yeah, you can go first.
I was really excited to meet this woman who's like getting people high with mushrooms, but also very worried that it's gonna be like a bore.
Yeah. How much murder would that involve, though? How much
Well, if it's
excitement? Let's be honest, vampires don't really get excited for anything except murder.
Oh, hey, yeah, you're right. Maybe you should be willing to become a thrall. You know, that way.
This
she
isn't
keeps
the
doing
only
what she's
time
doing.
you've got entered like some old woman's house to go and murder them too. Oh, Sever.
Oh, hold on. We already established it wasn't Sever.
Oh no, Sever.
How
Antoine,
far is
what
this
about
clear
you?
spread?
I see my team going, so of course I follow. I mean,
Yeah, but what are your intentions here, Antoine?
Talk. I parlay. I don't. I don't
When was the
murder.
last time you parlayed? You always threaten violence, Antoine. You're a violent man.
Do I? Do I?
Yeah,
Do I always threaten violence?
almost
really
Your
every...
first
something I
reaction
do?
to an elemental was cut my hand over its body.
Bleed,
For
bleed
myself.
me, elemental.
It's really not what I do.
Antoine, as you start to follow Sever, who's like wading through all these sticks and tall grasses after the noble-hearted Thatch and Terry, or the guarded Terry, not really noble. Excuse me. You will feel a tugging at your left eye where your elemental is, and you'll start to like be dragged back away. And you're like, huh. You're at like a 60-degree angle leaning backward. Your legs are still facing forward. But you can't really move any further.
You mean like he literally just...
Yeah, exactly. It's like the QWOP game, you know, the QWOP. Antoine, what do you do?
So there's a barrier that keeps me from going forward, and
Well,
it's
keeps your elemental from going forward, it seems like.
keeps us from going forward. Us. We are now one and the same for foreseeable future.
The royal us, if you will.
Yeah. So I would cast. I'd have to first figure out exactly what type of magic this is because I know it's magic.
Antoine will begin to start detect magicking it up. Sever, you see Antoine being super paranoid and defensive like usual. You know him. He's casting rituals.
You want me to stay with you, Antoine? You all right over there?
You go forward. No worries. I'll be here. Playing it off.
Okay. I take a step. You sure?
Yeah. No worries. I'll be in a few seconds. Yeah. Just a minute.
Okay. All right. That's what he said. And I walk off.
You walk off. Thatch, Terry, and Sever will eventually find themselves staring at a wooden door. Gate, rather. It has a simple latch, and it is open and cracked open. As you peek through it before just wildly opening it and demanding entry, you see what appears to be some sort of tribal totem that is surrounded by driftwood or firewood being collected for kindling. You look to the tents. There are two tents in this sort of spread out in opposite directions. One, there is this weird curtain of several beads and not hovering, but tied off totems dangling from the tent's main entrance. And the other one looks somewhat like a, what would it be? Like a raised platform. There's a certain kind of tent that has a raised platform made out of wood, and then the walls are just made out of canvas. A wigwam? I'm not sure what it's actually called. But that's kind of what you're looking at here.
Have I seen any activity yet?
No.
Right. As I walk up, I'll yell out, hello? Hello, my name is Thatch, and my friends and I wish to speak with you, as you are the protector of this town. And I will also look at those hanging totems. I'm gonna take a good look at them and just kind of discern if I can notice any patterns or markings or anything that I've seen before. Do I have any idea what this represents?
Are you proficient in religion?
I highly doubt it.
I do too.
Nope.
Yeah, you have no fucking clue what you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
And this is all being seen through a little crack in the door?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't see anything yet.
Yeah. Well, you soon will. As Thatch, the door begins to breeze open. And you hear a wickety crone voice call out, "Come in!"
Thank you. I'll go back. This way, guys. And I'll walk in the door.
Yeah, you walk through the gate into the opening, where you will feel this like weird tingling sensation sort of like wash over you, and you're like, oh, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, I'm following him. I'll take a look at the totem really quick. Is
Yeah.
there any symbology I'd recognize?
Give me a religion check if you are proficient. Yeah, so the totem itself is of a serpent or snake. Normally, this either represents trickery or sort of like life and rebirth, in a way. It's kind of depends on like what exactly these people are all about. Because, snakes, the worm, WYRM, those guys are all kind of bad, but then there's like the good ones, the serpents that sort of just chill out, run the world through simple means, and are dumb animals. So it's either a really good thing that you're looking at this or a really bad thing.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Obviously, these are good people. They're protecting this awesome town out here of True Milk.
Exactly. You too will feel this wave just sort of tingle all over your skin. Your beard, your facial hair, your regular hair will all sort of not singe, but just like feel that. Your nerve endings, really. Sever, you won't feel a goddamn thing. When you enter, some fey lights will appear and sort of light up in little totems, like tiki torches almost, and start to illuminate this beautiful little area of night.
I take a good look around at the room and at the seeker, who I assume is this crone voice that's in front of me. Do I see somebody there?
Not yet.
Okay.
Here we go. Please don't be the wrong
Boss,
sound.
wait, boss, wait.
As you enter, you will hear this crone voice again call out, Thatch, how can I help you in your quest? What is it that you seek?
I hear that you protect this town. Everybody all seems to want to come to you once a year for mushrooms and drugs, they say. Seems like an odd relationship you have with these people. I think I would first start by wishing to learn more.
Your destiny
you
does
here?
not lie in this town.
What do you know of my destiny?
There will be a pause for a moment. You will all sort of hear something roll and like hit that wooden deck, and as you begin to turn towards it, you will see in the shadows of where this tent sort of parts is a old woman of late 90s, very haggish. Her appearance has faltered quite a lot. You also immediately get that tingling sensation again as you just look at this person. Eventually, the lights will begin to shift and move towards her, illuminating her in these impossible colors, these neons, or not impossible, but unnatural for sure, light sources. She will beckon you inside. Thatch, and only Thatch.
I will go. And I don't think I even hesitate.
You don't hesitate. The other two stand awkwardly looking at each other, I assume. Terry, Sever, any quick words?
I mean, we have to follow him, right? I know that, right?
I'll just, like, as he's leaving, quickly whisper in Thatch's ear and say, get her to talk about herself. She's trying to deflect to talk about you.
Scream if you need help. I'll know if you die.
Do you say that to me in my head, or do you say that out loud?
I'll say it in your head.
Okay.
He says it out loud anyway.
Like, thanks, buddy, in my head.
Thatch, you
Okay.
enter what has to be some sort of shaman's residence. This old woman's interior being very Spartan, but filled with garbage and trash that makes no sense to you. There's even an unused, unplugged refrigerator that is just sort of sitting in the corner, someone having put it there and now acting like a casket that's stood up, I guess. It is closed, but we'll ignore the refrigerator. This woman throws bones, sticks, and what appears to be a very symbolic crystal, I guess. It's very etched out. It just has weird-ass designs on it. But she calls out about your destiny as you take a seat before her. Thatch. And her eyes sort of darkened and brown will be absorbed into your own. I know not exactly what I'm looking at. It appears you are at a crossroads. You are either going to be a brick in a very large foundation, or you are going to be a thing of destruction.
Destruction how?
The problem with prophecies are they aren't often as clear as we'd like them. Destiny is a fickle force in our world. Ask any unicorn and they'll tell you.
You heard something about a unicorn here.
Yes, we don't talk about it, even though I brought it up.
Fair enough.
Oh, her
Still
old
haven't
bones crack.
I know
Much
the
like your
feeling.
knees.
And
Yes.
then I'll describe to her the like a there's a cream and toast. It's like Ben J or something like that. I don't know. It works wonders overnight, like kind of eases the tension a little bit.
You're not here for a casual meeting, Thatch.
How do you know what I'm here and what I seek?
I'm a goddamn witch. What do you think? Think you could just walk into a witch's house and not have some weird magical scrying bullshit happen to you? Do you want me to drop the mystique and charm? Do you just want to have a conversation as two old souls?
Actually, I do.
Now let's do that.
Seems like I've always heard many stories of witches. And go ahead, you can set your seat. Then I'll go ahead.
I understand. I'm old. I ramble too. She's like twice your age. You bring a great evil here.
I bring a great evil.
You do. I don't know if you realize what's...
He's harmless.
Oh, not the vampire. I know many vampires that are good, honorable people. Talking about the one that isn't with you. One my defenses are keeping at bay.
I'll look back through the door. Do I see Sever and Terry?
Yeah.
Then it has to be the wizard. So you have something against wizards then?
I don't. They have their own thing to prove. Have you ever met a wizard, Thatch? You keep one in your pocket, or in your company at least.
Yes, we all know they're assholes. This one, not as much.
Well,
depending on the day.
That's a joke that most people say, but it's also like a rule of the universe, Thatch. All wizards, without exception, if they aren't dead, they are an asshole. Hephaestus's legacy has ruined the bunch.
What do you
Each
know
one
about
of them are
faceless?
on a path to greater and greater ambitions until at last they turn on those they originally cared for.
A path of destruction, one might say.
Yeah. It is within their nature.
What do you know of a faceless?
Not much. He was a giant asshole, almost destroyed the world.
Hmm.
His threads have ended. But that's not to say a new one can't begin at any point in time.
Can you tell what other threads are beginning?
We're entering a new age, my old man. Us, we will have to figure out how we wish to play our role within this new age. The next generation is coming, Thatch. You sense it in your bones. Just as I sense it in my decrepit, rotting skin. Will you become the foundation of a new land and new age? Or will you try to destroy what comes before you?
Patch will sit back and think on that for a moment. Staring around the room a little bit. Then he'll bring his eyes back to the Seeker. Say, I think I'll become a foundation. I've seen enough destruction in my time, and I know I'm going to be seeing a lot more here in the future. I'd rather be part of building something that saves and thrives and survives than destroys.
Well, don't forget that. Also, here's my complimentary. She hands you like a 10-pound bag of mushrooms. Please
Oh.
take these. These are my gift to you and your friends.
Many thanks. I appreciate
You're very
that.
welcome.
Is there anything else I can do for you, as you've been so forthcoming with me?
No, I have no secrets anymore. They've been stolen away by Gubu Balopoli.
Gubu Balopoli.
Yeah, he's gonna go
Who is
worship
this?
a sun or something. I don't know.
I'm afraid I'm leaving with more questions than answers, but I thank you for your time.
Very
And
welcome.
your mushrooms. And then...
Make sure to grind them and drink them. Don't eat them like a maniac.
Understood.
You'll become boorish. She laughs to herself.
Thatch will get like a nervous tick as she says boorish, and then he will walk on out.
You will walk on out.
Step up to the boys and say,
Was it a boar witch?
no, it wasn't a boar witch.
Did you figure out what her deal was with the town?
I did not. She seemed very unwilling to pass information that she wasn't already prepared to divulge. She spoke to me about crossroads, my own destiny, and where I choose to hang my hat, one might say. And she gave me a lot of mushrooms.
Are those a part of your destiny too?
We can go to Alcazan on our way back and just ask a dryad if they know what they are or what they do.
Probably safer than consuming them. She did say to grind them and not to eat them. But either way.
Oh,
Are
isn't
you
that what?
planning on going in there and speaking to her? Came all this way. I feel like you should.
Yeah, sure. But real quick, the mushrooms from Duke Eldridge. Oh, I don't even remember. It's been so long. When they were ground up, they seemed to not be harmful, right? So these could be the same mushrooms.
You should ask about that when you go in there.
Sure. All right.
Here,
Oh.
Terry, hold these. I'll hand him the mushroom for a second and be like, she also said Angela can't get in here. I'm gonna go check.
Oh yeah, he
Make
was
sure he's okay.
he was doing a dance. I'm pretty sure he's gonna dispel magic in like
we
a
all know
minute.
that.
He'll be here.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go check on him, make sure he's okay.
Okay. I'll walk in, but we can cut back to Antoine if you want.
No, we don't need to. Sever, you throw open the flaps that Thatch moved to get into this tent. And there's no one here.
I turn on my predator vision and look around.
No one is here.
Hmm.
It's an empty, spooky little tent.
Okay. Hello, witch woman. You were here like 2 seconds ago.
We cut to Antoine as the group leaves the tent. She's gone, guys.
She's gone.
It's one of those spiritual advisors that just up and leave after the first meeting.
Well, I mean, do we have anything else we need to do here? I mean, going to Old Town and seeing the dancing horsemen sounds like fun, but like, we don't really need to do that. I can always do that when I come back here later.
That's true. And it feels like going to watch dancing cows while like days after Paradigm's death seems a little unfair. We'll just like get high and in honor of him later.
A ghostly hell, yeah.
Hell yeah.
But imagine we could be getting high while watching dancing horsemen.
I mean,
Shall we fast forward a couple of days? So you guys can have that scene.
Well,
I think that was a worthwhile use of a couple of days.
yeah, I mean, I didn't really feel anything. I don't think it works on me. As a,
Yes. All right. Let's not do that. You're gonna ruin my calendar. No, I'm kidding. You guys return to Antoine. Antoine, you will figure out that this is abjuration magic. There's a massive field around this entire thing that is multi-layered. You're basically looking at a defensive nexus. You need several dispel magics, but in theory you could get to the center of it.
Interesting. I wonder why is it so protected? This causes me to think what's in there, and then I see my friends come out. I'm like, oh, guys, hey, what was in there? What?
she gave us the mushrooms and point over to Thatch.
Prophecy and secrets.
I'll hold up the bag. He gave them to me, remember?
Oh, right. Sorry, I point over to the Terry. Pretty sure they're the same type of mushrooms as back then.
Guys. As, as the shaman of the group, as the witch doctor of the group, I gotta tell you, do not accept any mushrooms from people who are claiming that they know what they're doing. I've seen a lot of, like, backwoods shamans out here. Like,
Thatch, give
they
me
go
an
through
insight
Force.
check.
On it. I think this is
He
my
does
first
have a
insight check
degree.
of the campaign. Yep.
Thatch,
26.
for a brief moment in time, you look at the concern that is on Antoine's face, and you pierce through that false guise. This man doesn't care about you. Every word that he is saying is to help control you, his shields.
What? What?
What do you mean, what? He is on the defense. You went to go see a shaman who could see the future? That's his job. How dare somebody else go... He just got superseded as, like, the smart one of the group. The horse, his rival, is dead. His husband, ex-husband, is dead. You're all he has, guys. And now you just there's like a desperation in his eye. His left eye specifically. Where A fucking spirit of the earth is trapped in his body. Thatch, is Antoine a good person? You think he's saying this out of the goodness of his heart or his care for you?
Or is he saying it out of desperation to make sure that he remains involved? Oh God.
A
In his
part of
mind,
you
that- Thanks.
considers the flail in your hands or on your hip.
No. Don't gaslight me, John. I'm not going to do that to Angela. I'm more concerned with.
The thought comes across
Right.
your mind regardless.
I neglected Angela. Does he feel like he's lost in this group? Oh my God, what have I done? I'll make sure I'll speak to Angela on the way home at some point.
Is he an asshole, Thatch?
No. He's our asshole.
That still
Sounds
makes
really
him
terrible, but
an asshole.
He did give up his empathy. I'm sorry.
That's
Pretty readily, too.
Quite readily. With some newfound suspicions as Antoine begins to inspect the bag of mushrooms, we're going to fade out on this scene. And we are going to ask the players, how are they going to get back to Tulst?
Well, unfortunately, we can't buy a car because we weren't allowed to.
Are you going to beg Shade to send you a fucking
No.
pickup? Are you going to
I
head back
mean-
to Alcazan on foot?
is there another caravan in town that we could hitch a ride with all the way to Alcazar?
No. Not. The most recent one just left. Like, you literally passed them. I don't
it's
have
like
a
12 days, isn't it? It's not that big. a deal.
Last time we tried to contact Shade, he didn't respond. So
And we still haven't told anybody about Paradigm.
Shit.
Okay, so we are wanting to contact Shade and see what he can do for you guys?
Well, we gotta tell him about Paradigm at least,
Okay.
if he doesn't already know.
Then we will not jump out of the scene. You guys will immediately get sent back into it, as I was trying to speed you up a little bit. Shade will appear in somebody's eye. Who wants to talk to him? Sever, you see Shade. He says, hey, we heard...
Hey, Shade. Where were you earlier? We tried to contact you before.
Tyrant business. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, got a few questions. By the way, did you know that we kind of lost Paradigm?
Yeah, we know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we were ambushed on a bridge.
Yeah.
Cool.
We know.
Cool. Also, would it be possible for you to arrange a meeting with Moru and Alcazar? Just, we got more mushrooms we want her to take a look at before we head back to Tulst.
Okay. Yeah. I
Alright.
mean, she's our
And on a
vassal.
scale of
She'll do what we tell
one-
her.
Awesome. On a scale of 1 to 10, how unlikely is it to get a airship down here to True Milk and give us a ride? We're not in any danger. We can take a plane back from Alcazar. It's a ride. It's a walk.
Xenos Betrayal will be free on the 18th or 19th.
oh, like today, right?
Yeah, like a day.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you guys
We'll
like
for
wait
it
in True Milk for a day, you can do that.
Easy.
Oh, awesome. We just saved a lot of time. Thank you, Shade. I feel like we did something else. Oh, we also got an internship for Teratai, so that's good. Thanks
it?
for... Hopefully.
Okay.
Thanks for your time. Have a good one, dude.
you should tell him that we
Oh,
got
wait,
the
wait.
favor.
We got the favor, I think. Wait. Sever looks at Terry. Oh, yeah, we got a favor from an illusion wizard guy that's a huge asshole.
Oh,
Josh, that was
Josh,
molest.
That was Mazak.
Cool.
I'm literally looking at Terry repeating what he says. Sorry.
That will peek his head over Terry's shoulder and be like, is there something the tyrant needs from Grand Illusionist.
Oh yeah. Does Tyrant want anything from him? Is some sort of grand illusionist?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. We just keep it in our pocket.
Yeah. Don't
Cool.
forget, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for being the middleman. You're a hard worker.
It's been a rough year, it says, and then vanishes.
Cool. Hey guys, if we stay here in Shumuk for just one more day, airship will take us to Alcazan and back to Tulst.
Sounds good to me.
Good.
Woo! Alright, we.
You guys
party.
can party hardy. The next day will come. Around mid-afternoon, the Xenos betrayal can be spotted on the horizon, heading towards you all. It will lower to the ground. You've done this song and dance before, loading up onto an airship that does not have a terminal.
Here's a question. Is the Tyrant on board?
No,
Okay.
you're far away. Were you expecting him to be?
I believe he was on the he was on the whatchamacallit, Pyramid Randy, right? He's coming back from that on the 18th? Or 19th
No.
or something like this?
That was the 16th. But I respect you
Gotcha.
keeping your eye on the other
Gotcha.
stuff. You all can get on the airship. And are you going to Alcazan or Tulst?
I'd like to go to Alcazan first. Well, where is Moru?
Moru is in Alcazan.
Yeah,
That's
I'd
where
like to go
she
to
is.
Alcazan first, just to make sure.
Do you really
About
need to
these-
be there for it when she identifies your psilocybin as psilocybin?
I just want her to make sure, because, what is it?
Yeah, but do you want to give this to somebody else? You don't need to be there yourself, right?
I mean, as
No,
long as we get the information we need, we can totally pass it off.
Okay. I mean,
Unless you want to be there and talk to her.
Do you want?
No, I guess we can pass it off then. Yeah, just like a quick drop and.
But I've never met a dryad.
Oh, they're really.
Uh,
Antoine laughs to himself.
Yeah,
Do you want-
she'll
I mean,
enchant you.
I look around. Do you want to look at it? Do you want to let Terry meet Mario? I mean,
You
it's
won't
not
wanna
anything
leave.
special.
You won't want to.
It sounds like you're going to pass this one off as you guys flounder here. It sounds like you don't really have a need to go and speak with her. These drugs are hallucinogen. They're non-Bohr related, even though she
Okay,
made
cool.
jokes and implications showing she, a scryer / spiritualist, knew what was going on beyond what she should have. And we will take our first break here. And when we come back, we'll introduce Tulst to a new character. Your replacement for Horse, who we will all miss dearly. See you in a bit. Hello, everyone! We're back after that lovely little break as the team arrives in Tulst, handing a bag of drugs to some shitter who will take it to Moru. And in a day, we'll confirm that. Why are you giving the governor of Alcazan drugs? What's wrong with you? Is this some weird gift? She is filing restraining orders against Sever specifically, but it's fine.
It's okay. We're trying to work on me anyway.
Yeah, you make it to Tulst. You guys want some news?
Yeah.
All right,
What's
everyone
going on?
except for Antraw hears that Randy is under the tyrant's control.
Yeah, smart. That's a good way to do it. Yeah.
There is a gag order on no one to tell Antraw because he will get really mad really fast. And honestly, let him chill out, and the tyrant will approach him here in a moment. So that's the first thing. Thatch, Sever, Terry, and Dead Horse Spirit get to know. Next up, because we gotta have that scene. We really gotta have that one-on-one scene, Antoine. Piddle's Wet Spot has returned with a delegation of new Eulathil. Basically, new Eulathayans, or Ulathayans as they often shorten their name to, have arrived with 2 more ships similar to the Judgment of Longing, bringing a total of 3 Ulathayan frigates to Tul's Air Force. However, their opinions are kind of... they are much more guarded than Arvo would have ever been. Or even initially was. They view the tyrant kind of as an usurper. A foreigner who has literally snatched the throne / crown from the still warm body of someone they really liked and cared for. There's also, like, no guarantees that the tyrant has been able to, like, come up with, aside from the crown that he will do right by their people. They doubt him fully to the cause and, you know, his new followers. There was talks of, like, hey, how would you go about showing us your allegiance to your new people? The idea briefly, very briefly, was floated that he would marry Irithil, and Tyrant shot that shit down faster than he shot down Jerome. The first 5 times he materialized near Tulst. So, they're in talks, and probably will be until the 30th, when the Tyrant is properly coronated. Because with or without these dumb fucks, he's king of Ulathil now, basically. And Irithil is still backing him, regardless of what her people say. Okay, I think that's it on the 20th when you guys return. Man, I really wish I had a writing utensil near me so I could write all this stuff down. Like when you guys get back. Here.
Guess what?
Oh, yeah, wow, thanks. I'll just... Can you mail it to me? Express ship it?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Get right on that.
Did they all fall? Where are my pens? Alright, whatever. It's fine.
John,
Who
they're
cares?
hiding under your notes.
Who cares? We don't even need the calendar anymore. Guys. You're in Tulsa now. You're home. I think we need to talk about the horse. So the tyrant's going to summon you all when you get back. He's going to call you in to the dressing down room.
Ugh.
He's going to come in extremely calmly. His bodyguard won't be present. Or really, she'll be watching from the door side as he takes a breath, grabs a chair, flips it around to put his leg on it to give you the Riker treatment. Looks at the 4 of you.
You can't put down.
Alright, who's going to speak first?
The loss of paradigm weighs with us all.
How
Has
did
his
he
family
die?
been informed?
Screaming.
We were ambushed by a dragon of shadow
Where were you ambushed?
on the bridge that leads from Alcazan towards Truma.
The notoriously haunted bridge that people warned
By-
you not to go into?
We were told
By
it
a
was
dragon.
ghost.
Doesn't matter.
You
We
know
heard
there's
all
dragons
manner.
exist.
Do you
We-
often sleep in clearly haunted places, forgetting that ghosts are real?
It shows a ghost. It would have been much
No,
easier.
Paradigm is a ghost now. He is dead. Your recklessness has killed several people. All of you. Well, maybe not Terry. Terry, you get a pass here. Terry, actually leave the room.
I'll go ahead and walk out.
Okay. You can go stand next to the bodyguard who stares at you as if you've, like, kicked a cat, and she's about to attack you. But she's not going to attack you.
Terry just like awkwardly looks away.
You look away. The tyrant lets out a sigh. I liked Paradigm a lot. He was fun to be around. He was a homunculus. He did a bunch of reckless stuff. And I don't blame you all for his death, that he likely himself had a hand in getting to the point where he did die. I can vividly imagine the situation of you guys are walking along the road, someone says, "Hey, don't camp on the bridge," and Paradigm, with his cheeky ass grin, turns to you all and says, "Let's go camp in the dead center of it." I can imagine it as if I was there.
He didn't say that. He said it's camp on the side. Oh, well,
Oh! He did, didn't he? Wow, the most reckless horse I know advised caution. That must have been a unique experience.
it was.
He was going through like a growth, you know? He just freed himself from the whatever Fey abomination he tied himself to. And he's dead now. We lost a friend. Does anyone want to say anything to this?
Has anyone informed his family?
Yeah. He looks at you, Sever. You, his favorite. You're basically the tyrant's son. What are you doing right now, Sever?
Trying to make eye contact was having a lot of difficulty. Because the one thing that I needed to do was not let anyone die, and that happened. And it was probably a stupid decision to camp on the bridge. Should have fought harder for it.
He slowly turns to Thatch.
I bear this responsibility upon myself.
No.
You do.
I
You
should
don't.
have exercised more caution and convinced us not to camp in the middle of the bridge. It's almost like I was an out of body experience, like I almost wasn't there. But this is
I
still
feel like you were enchanted, Thatch. There would have been no way. After promising the last time when you failed me, or all of you failed me. Terry, get back in here. You were part of that.
I'll awkwardly like walk back up. Hey, what are we talking about?
Terry, sit down. You take a seat. I don't expect the world from you. But I expect what a Boy Scout knows not to do you could figure that out. So I want you all to take some time and think about what happened that led you to make some decisions that only one of you suffers the consequences for. I'm very proud that you all came back here rather than going back to the dragon. In an infantile charge of the Light Brigade, as it were. Okay. He points to Terry, Sever, and Thatch and says, "You three may leave. Me and Anch will have to talk."
So, leave.
Pat Angelo on the shoulder on the way out. Say, good luck, buddy. I don't know what you're in trouble for, but good luck.
Like, leave, or do you want me to stay at the door again?
No, you need to leave.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It was just, to show that you were still part of the team. I wasn't going to kick you out. I'm thinking about it. He drinks some water as the three leave. Antoine, as you stare at the back of the tyrant, what are you thinking about? What are you feeling? How much murder is in your heart?
Oh, very.
We didn't get to answer that question with you, but now's your time. Now's your chance.
What, murder? Actually, murder? No.
Yeah. How much plotting have you done against the tyrant at this moment?
Not plotting. Like, in the end, his interests align with mine. That might change with the information he tells me any second now. But at this time, Antoine still believes that our interests are aligned. So, no, as long as that is all right, there's actually not a problem.
Okay. As the door is, whoever's the last one out would probably be like, "Do you want it open? Do you want it closed?" The door can remain open as the three of you leave, being stared down by the bodyguard. And the tyrant slowly turns his head to you, Antoine. Antoine, I don't know if you're seeing, but take a seat. The tyrant will approach slowly. Randy. He's back. He is under our control.
Okay. Isn't that what you wanted?
Yes. We have much to learn from him. There are many experimental things we can do. He has already said that he, in theory, could replicate magical items, more so than Arvo ever could. He will be an integral part of our defense of the territories we now protect.
Integral, huh?
Integral. Even if we have to crash him into the earth, he is a several 100,000-ton projectile we could catapult onto one or two things. We saw him rip, well, we didn't see him, but there's evidence that he ripped a hole through your island's volcano. A massive vein from the world to our sky. He did that on energy he had been saving for several thousand years. Now he is fully powered. And you know by what he is powered by.
Yes. So, with all that power and a weapon of unimaginable strength,
Well,
that kind
it's
of
not unimaginable. It's very imaginable strength. I need you to understand
Do you know
that.
the limits? Do you know the limits of the power?
Not yet, but we know there are limits. Otherwise, this world would not be. From everything we have gathered, this is one of several dozen of Hephaestus's flying workshops.
He had several dozen of these things.
28 confirmed that we know of. Supposedly more, but it's hard to trust such ancient information.
So, you have this thing running on Eternium crystal stolen from Mokapuni,
No,
and it gives you quite a lot of power.
it was not stolen.
Yes.
No,
I'm sorry?
you are wrong. Every person we have met involved in the incident, the elemental gave that up willingly. It was not stolen by any stretch of the imagination.
Gave up the Eternium crystal.
We have the physical record of the transaction, yes. Randy was there for it. And unless he can somehow alter what is essentially a camera, it still does not have enough power to strip a primal elemental away from its core. Piddle's wet spot, equally, you are the approximate power level that he was when it was given away. Can you imagine, as you are with 5 other people, defeating what is now just a sliver in your head? It'd be impossible. I don't even think I could forcibly take anything from one of these primal elementals. I'd have to trick it, maybe. But I could not take something.
Primal was killed.
Yeah.
That was taken after.
How did it die, Anchois?
A Randy slamming itself into it.
No.
What it told me.
You're misremembering then.
Am I?
Would you like to see the truth? You won't like it, but we have all of the Mokapunian events now, which led to your island's death. We have Piddle's wet spot. We have Syl to give you witnessed testimony that we have used detect thoughts to acquire, to see what it was they saw. Ozark has tried to scry into the past. It is far too muddled to make any sense of it, but we have those as well.
So, let me
I'm
jump
telling
to the
you
end of
this. I'm sorry. No, continue.
I was going to say, let me jump to the end of this. The end of this is you will keep the crystal and let my island die and keep the power of Randy.
For the foreseeable future, yeah.
What does that mean? Foreseeable future.
If I am dead, I do not care what happens to it. If I'm alive, and I can use it to defend currently living people in a living land where other primal elementals are, where millions of people now are, including your family and friends, then yes, I will use it to defend our people.
Yeah, I understand the decision.
Good. Do you need further evidence that this is justified?
No need.
Are you lying to him, Antoine?
I don't literally care whether he could justify it or not. Fact of the matter is, he holds all the cards at this moment.
Yeah. Okay.
Walks away.
You can walk away. No big deal. You'll pass the bodyguard as well. Her eyes narrowing at you in clear suspicion of who or what you are. Just like everyone else. Antoine, give me an Arcana check right now. As you lock eyes with this creature. Citron Jewel.
Nope.
Dead horse. Fucking roll 20. God, Antoine. What are you now? A 4th circle spellcaster? Almost 5th?
Yes.
You know, you can't help but detect something about this bodyguard. It's very similar to the energy you get whenever you conjure your own elemental. Binding it to your will and making it fight for you.
Hmm.
And as you dwell on that, you leave. Putting distance between yourself and the tyrant, who now broods in the room. Okay.
Excuse me, John, but I would like to point out that Brood is in fact not in the room right now.
Brood is not in the room right now. It's why I said that. And we're gonna do a little cut to another day or so, when you are informed that someone new will be replacing Horse Paradigm. A spellcaster, a support caster, who is currently doing what?
Probably trying to talk to the tyrant about what he should introduce himself as. Considering he doesn't know if the tyrant wants people to know he's a spy.
Tyrant shakes his head. No. They're in the snack room. You've been there before. So, I need to, like, run around and go to the back door so I can do, like, my great reveal and give you some time to, speak with them. But, tell them whatever you want. I don't really care. People to be wary of. Be wary of Terry. He's very trusting. So if you give him information, he may accidentally slip it up. He's just an honest guy from the City of Blinding Lights.
So
Antoine is a maniacal wizard. All wizards are. Don't be intimidated by him. Just
what's a wizard?
don't bullshit me.
I'm from Ugarest. We don't have magic.
You have magic? You are magical.
You are magical.
What? Here. When I ran away.
He grabs your head and is like, Fen, my sweetheart. It's gonna be okay. He hugs you. He brings it home.
I hug him back.
I'm so glad you're here with us. It's a shame what's gonna happen in your homeland. And then he taps you on your arm and pushes
It's fine,
you
it's fine.
through a door.
I planned on overthrowing it myself anyway. I mean,
Good. As the tyrant runs away down the hall so he can make his dramatic entrance on the other side of the room, we cut to the group turning their heads as the door is suddenly flung open and a guy is pushed forward. Could you please describe your character for us, Alden?
Yeah. So you just kind of see normal looking guy. He's got long hair. Looks like it could cover his ears if he wanted it to. Like long black hair, frosted tips. Looks emo as fuck. He's got a harmonica like on his neck, just hanging by like a wire. Yeah, that's it. Normal clothes. Looks like he's kind of from A little bit of wealth, not too much. And he's just got pointy ears sticking out with a bunch of earrings on him. Nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy.
Just says, hey, I'm Fen.
Hi, Fen. Are you the entertainment?
Oh, I can be. He just starts fucking blowing on a harmonica. But, nah,
No,
not really.
he's
Not
he
really
quite literally just starts blowing into a harmonica.
It's just like out of tune with the piano that's playing over in the corner.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm not much of the music bard, I'm more of the talkie bard.
Oh, you're the new member of our team. Hi, I'm Thatch.
Hi.
I'll stand up and offer my hand.
I'll shake his
And as I
hand.
stand up, a shotgun blast creaks because I was sitting down in the knees and all.
I just look down at his knees. Don't say anything, don't really react. Gotta keep up appearances.
This is normal to them. You think to yourself, Fen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gotta play along. I point at Antoine, I'm like, that must be the wizard. Looking at all of the tattoos and the insane face he's got going.
Insane. Minor illusion, a version of Anchois that is even more kind of like exaggerated, like eye a bit bigger, like a kind of like nose a bit larger, stuff like that, and it's just like
See if
Ah.
Tom make it
Ah.
on as well.
I was warned of this. You're trying to get close to me, but I know all wizards are assholes.
Well, you don't look as stupid as you don't sound as stupid as you look.
Sever, you're muted. I saw you trying to talk, but
I'll approach and shake his hand. It's like he's really a huge asset to the team. I'm Sever. Nice to meet you.
I'll just
Okay,
kind of
boys.
look at his hand. It looks a little dry and clammy.
And
I pull out
Kinda
like a
rough,
handkerchief
like a
and put it
thumb.
on his hand and then shake it.
okay, I just shake him like this.
I've been told never to make a deal with you.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fair. Nice to have you on the team.
We'll see. Hopefully I don't end up being killed like the other one. This
The other four, actually. But,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, good to have you with us. Look over to Terry.
Yeah, they tell you about the 4 that were killed, but not the 2 that are now in confinements. As I'll shake his hand.
Oh no, I've heard about that too.
is it just that prison here is better than an Ugaras, so you're okay?
Yeah. You know, they have a whole room to themselves. It's not that bad.
We actually don't know what the hell happened to the last illusionist. Like he just kind of disappeared. You never really know where they go.
Yeah, I heard he was already dead.
He kind of looked it the way.
Oof.
Oh, where are you from?
Forge of Alvin.
Oh, cool. We've been to the Forest Alvin.
Many a time.
Yeah.
What district?
Oh, you know, around.
Have you been to
I
Joe's
couch
Crest yet?
surfed.
Hmm.
You don't make much money being a shitty bard.
Oh. Well, that's
True.
cool. There's no money in the music.
Don't make
It's
much
something
money
you
here.
do for passion.
Yeah, sure.
So
All right,
cagey.
well, this contentious meeting will be interrupted by an Ozark simulacrum who judo flips Jerome into the room. It's like, I just want to be involved! Jerome will then get grabbed by the chest and thrown out of the room, where Spider Ozark will do like this weird knockout grapple on it. And the tyrant will sort of step over him and be like, okay, well, Other Ozark, please, after you. It's like, no, Tyrant, after you. You're my liege after all. And it's just like, alright, go fuck yourself. The Tyrant steps in, Ozark steps in, some dude you've never seen before, but he's got such fine clothing on. It's like tiger print, everything. It's like a zoot suit.
Never
almost.
fine.
It changes animal every time.
It hasn't
No, it's the
changed
same one.
once.
Same one. It's the same one.
Always the same one.
But he, you would have sworn you would have recognized this guy anywhere if you had seen him before. And he shows up as well. The bodyguard, just Mez is there. It's a whole fucking circus of people who show up as they greet you. It's like, oh, it's been so long. Wow. Whew. How are you guys doing? Meza asks.
Well, it's been a rough week.
Yeah, I heard about the horse.
Yeah.
She nods. Yeah, it happened to catch his head, then she's just punched in the arm by Tyrant. It's like, ow! It's like, we don't know. What's wrong with you? Like, I'm a wizard. What can I say? Meza takes her seat next to Mori, even though you'll never know his name. And we can switch the music. But Tyrant wants to introduce Fen to you all. You all met briefly, but this is Fen. He is our... how should I say this? You guys aren't the most people-pleasing in terms of interactions, so we got him and his sweet, boyish face. Manly face to act as your universal delegate, if you will. Don't get him killed. He's endeared himself. Well, I've endeared myself to him, really.
What?
What? Huh?
Huh?
You don't like me anymore? What?
I don't even remember you.
You stare at the Tyrant.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the...
No.
I thought this was Mori.
Mori never speaks.
Never mind.
He does not speak anymore. You guys just can't remember what he says. There's
I
no
recant
point.
everything.
Good. The Tyrant snaps his fingers at the crabs who begin to play much nicer music. Alright, well, winter is nearly approaching, and we're tired of sending you guys out to fuck things up. So, we have confirmed that you guys will be going to Thorazor during spring. They are currently engaged with the enemy on the river from Dissel. But Buvor's spore cloud, which has sort of been billowing out of the Aldrich lands, has died down. It seems like the new cold of, well, fall and coming winter has nullified its activity. Or it hibernates. I'm not sure which. But either way, we're expecting a skirmishing winter, so we're not going to be dedicating any further resources in Thorazor once. Any questions? Concerns?
Yes. Who is in charge of our forces in Thorazor? Who can we speak to for updates and information before we end up going there?
We are prepping the new expeditionary force. Thorazor has not asked for full military assistance even after we offered it to them. They...
Sounds about right.
Yeah, well. It's better for us anyway. We can hold more people in reserve, and when the going gets tough, we can come and swoop in, save the day, blah, blah, blah. I believe Norm Thulon has volunteered. Lady Grasilia saw him in Destry, acting like a true leader. And even though we don't think much of him, and like, ha ha ha, he starts laughing to himself. Very mean-spiritedly, but so does, like, everyone else when it comes to this person you guys met, like, once in passing. Like, he gave you a vehicle, maybe, or maybe that was a Discovery team. It could have been... Some no-name shitter is getting, like, total command of, like, group of 1,000 to 2,000 people. Anyway, Norm Thulon will be the main man in charge. We're going to give him a support staff of who I think is more qualified to lead, in all honesty, but Thorazor likes the idea of us sending someone to get styled upon by their modern military, so we're going to give him it. Yeah. Let him have that win.
Well, also, speaking of Thorazor, Valsmalek, his brother, Boris, we met him in True Milk.
Oh.
He is looking for employment in Tolst. Basically, I
shit.
think he's looking to get out of True Milk. I'll pull the card from my pocket. So, I know we're always looking for people here in Tolst.
Yeah.
Not sure if he
Mesa
has any
will
actual
walk
skill.
over and take it from you. Yeah, we'll contact him. We have sending.
Oh, you can ask sending without seeing its face? That's amazing.
Well, you know, we'll spy on him first. See if he's worth even contemplating.
I look at the tyrant when he says spy. I raise an eyebrow.
Anyway, Randy is fully operational, you might have heard. It seems like everyone and their mother is going to talk to this thing for some reason. So Xenos Betrayal is willing to take you guys as well, if that's what you're wanting. You know, just a thing. He's got information and a perspective that is very unique. He's the oldest one currently we can talk to, actually.
True.
Yeah.
We also hear that the Greater Chemical has been set up.
Yes, the Greater Chemical is building a house in our basement. He has very specific needs, which were at first kind of like oddball, but you know, every madman has their own little style, right?
Madman?
Oh yeah, he's fucking insane, dude.
What can you tell me about him?
He declares himself a greater chemical, not the greatest chemical. He seeks perfection, but hates perfect things, which is weird. He has services. He is working on getting his full menu. Like, he is very particular about the design of the menu before we give it out. We've given a sneak peek to anyone who wants to go speak with him. But currently, he's doing the first hour of consultation for free. And then any other hour after that, like charging at the first minute of a new hour is, it's going to be like 300 gold. He highly values himself and his time. And honestly, the first impression we got of him from, like, the raid team, this guy is a completely different perspective. Maybe he just needs to, like, unwind or get settled, but he's not nearly as personable or as kind as he was down there.
Maybe he just needs the right approach. You never know.
Who knows? Okay, well, I have to go speak to several delegates, but I will leave you in the capable hands of Meza, who speaks for me, Mori, who... No, wait, you won't remember me saying that. This one, who also can speak for me or Ozark, and then Ozark Simulacrum number whatever. And Ozark nods knowingly. Anything you want to say to me before I head out?
It's good to see Citron is back. Didn't get a chance to see her after the last time that, well, nobody ended up bringing her back here.
Oh, yeah.
I'll turn to her and say, your father is a great man.
She looks right past you.
Dead eyes on that one, huh?
That's normal.
No, it's not.
It's normal here.
Okay, well, I'm sure she's thankful in her own right. You know, professionalism and blah, blah, blah. All right. Have a wonderful day. Take care. And tell me what ideas you have for Josh, because he refuses to respect governments, is what he told me. Yeah.
Did you say he had access to different portals or some sort of plane? I mean,
I don't think so.
am I crazy? I feel like that was said.
He talked about locking somebody in a shadow plane or something, I think.
I think Boris said that. But Boris is not a wizard.
But if he's right, then we have.
He's a
way
grand
to-
illusionist, isn't he? Everything he said could have just been one big illusion. A lie.
Yes. He literally lives to lie.
The tyrant will leave. He's no longer needed here. He has things to do. So, what's the plan, guys? Winter is right around the corner.
But Thorazor is already fighting?
Skirmishing, yeah.
Well, we've got
Yeah.
Randy. We could try to poke the vampire thing now that the horse is, no longer with us.
Cash in on the vampires. To be clear, that like 5 people going to Thorazor is not going to change anything, right? In fact, it's...
No.
Okay.
You'd just be running around wasting your time.
Okay.
Well, I at some point want to talk to Norm Thulon and get some information on what's going on in Thorazor. Is he still in Tolst, or is he already
Yeah,
there?
he's still in Tolst. He's more or less raising his own battalion right now. Of mechanized infantry.
Nice.
But Meza raises her hand and says, I am going to likely liaison for him and the government of Thorazor because Norm means well, and that's why people like him, even though the tyrant hates him and he hates the tyrant. So I'll likely be doing most of the diplomating between Mary, Kelron, and Norm. What I wanted to discuss for you guys is what your role will be in the coming fighting. No offense, Sever, but you are a vampire. That sort of limits operating hours. If something happens in the day, or something happens in the night and carries into day, you all will be extremely disadvantaged. To our understanding, it's only natural sunlight which affects you. So stuff like the daylight spell, which are good enemies. Yeah, just good enemies. The blazing star sycophants can cast to illuminate you, should not immediately kill you. It may have effects depending on who's casting it, but I assume like the Divine Herald daylight spell would come from a different source than the, clerics or spellcasters that just make things bright. So, what kinds of enemies you're wanting to focus down? I'm sure there's just many things going on, and I kind of want to know how you will act.
We need to help Thorazor. The blazing star is a problem, but if anything, we can. I'd like to align ourselves with the vampires so that they can lend their strength to us, but right now it's hard to do.
I think
Thorazor.
I could be
acting against the blazing star directly is not going to be our strong suit for a number of reasons, including some of our best weapons may not be terribly effective against them, among other things. So it's quite possible that we should go after their allies first, try to, limit their scope before doing anything there.
What do we know of the foul ones that have allied themselves with the Blazing Star?
The boars and fungus, I don't know if those two are separate, to be honest with you. They seem to, like, work hand in hand.
Count them as one and the same based on our interactions with them.
Those two. There has been loose reports of leeches in the western bog, which is on the other side. It's between Thorazor and Tolst. But it's just like random sightings and like whispers, more or less. They haven't done anything, but I mean, we don't know what's there, right? It's almost an impenetrable swamp.
We encountered leeches working with the Blazing Star when we went north.
North?
Yes.
Where?
When we went after Citron.
Oh. Oh. Huh.
You not privy to that information? I feel like you should know it.
I did not. It wasn't.
This is just Meza, right?
Yeah, it's just Meza.
Yeah.
She introduced us to Saf.
Mm-hmm. But she didn't know that there were leeches there.
No, they stumbled upon a whole bunch of them.
I was told it was rat monsters.
There are rat monsters
That's-
and leeches.
Okay. Then maybe Saf just didn't run into them. I heard most of what happened with Saf. But okay. Maybe they're like weird advanced scouts or like static defense. I'm not sure what the leeches even do, to be honest. Your team was the one who mostly ran into them during this year.
Yeah, we didn't find who was leading this Leechy Dan, right? Oh, no. You already know.
Leechy Dan. Yeah, we...
Living in some sort of town that you're not supposed to talk about.
What?
Yeah, like some secret town that's in the sky or whatever.
No, that was a different one of the foul ones, I think.
I'm pretty sure it was Leechy Dan. No?
Meza shakes her head in confusion.
Sorry.
I see.
The leeches were, if I remember correctly, we found a bunch of them in the caves of where we found. Yeah.
That's in the rough area of where. I mean, it's not too far away from the swamp, but that's in like Alkazan's territory, or in the realm between, I suppose. It's weird. There's more going on. Honestly, we thought the foul ones would just make as big of a bang this year as possible, but it seems like they have been gathering forces more so than even the Blazing Star people. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It seems like these are the main combatants. We're expecting more to come soon. We just don't know when or how or where, really.
Well,
There was
I
that
see us
whole
having several
quarreling
strengths
stuff.
as far as how we can be useful. We operate well at night. We operate well in the wilderness if we have to. We've done it several times through magics and our ability to find our own supplies, and to the fact that we are accomplished at it. Whether it be scouting or information, whether it be hitting something in the night and moving out,
Well,
even information gathering and trying to sow derision between different groups.
I guess we'll see when the battles truly happen, I guess.
What kind of campaign do you expect this to be? A slugfest between two standing armies? Skirmishes?
The boars are seemingly limitless in number. More just keep pouring out of the wilds. There are the mutated ones, which are resistant to modern weaponry, or at least mundane weaponry, which is worrisome, but Thorazor is, I mean, a military state. They have been building defenses for the past 50 years. Their air fleet is second to none. So I'm sure they have attrition warfare in mind, trench, mobile defense, stuff like that.
Perhaps that is another use for us to find leads for their air force, and then use our connections to bring the pain upon those who are in front of us, one might say.
Very true. There's multiple enemies. You will be pulled in many directions, I fear. Yeah. Norm Thulon will be focusing mostly, from what he tells me, around a vehicle-based defense to jump from field to field wherever he and his people will be needed. The Thorazorians have promised us a aerial troop transport experimental thing to see how that might work for like rapid deployment. So we'll see if that's useful at all, but otherwise, you know, it'll be rough. It's just going to be a war.
I mean, I know firsthand how futile it can be to just fight these things, just sit there and fight them day in and day out, over and over again. I think we have to do something. We can't fight them on their terms. We have to find ways to actually eliminate the threat in the long term. We can't just sit and defend.
Why not just incite these blazing star people to fight against the foul ones themselves?
Because they're
probably
working
don't
together. As far as we understand it, it seems that the vermin creatures are the subservient, or show subservience to the Herald, specifically.
One side has to have some disdain for the other.
Undoubtedly
play
they
on
do,
that.
but we're gonna hope an opportunity presents itself. Moru is still running her dryads dry, trying to figure out how to create a fungicide, or a fungicide. How do you pronounce it?
Yeah.
A way to kill the magical fungus among us. If we kill that, we more or less will stop any sort of push, but you can't make science go any faster than it is.
If the mushroom cloud is gone, would you be able to airdrop, let's say, a small task force of people to maybe fight Buvor, or
It's suicide. We don't even know where Buvor is. He could be in the cloud. He could have just left to do something else during winter. But we're not just gonna send suicidal people in just to die and get eaten by boars. It'd be inhumane.
Right.
Plus, we need a way to actually deal with these things, because my understanding is they don't stay dead, right?
What don't stay dead?
No, we fought him. You weren't there.
Like Jerome, like
creatures like
Jerome
Jerome
doesn't stay dead.
don't seem to
Not
die.
not Jerome, but the boars. They die.
The boars should die, unless, you know, there's some weird sort of like hell portal just spilling them out. I mean, if there's a hell portal, I think we'd all would have felt something by then. It should be hard to hide. Okay.
While we are in Thorazor, I imagine we won't have access to the supplies and things that we have here in Tolst.
Probably not.
Probably should do what we can to gear up before we go while we wait over the winter.
Yes. For sure. The armory will more or less be dispersed of. we're gonna distribute as much of his stuff as you guys have to people who will use them. We don't want like a hoarding situation going on where, well, we saw what happened to magical items when we put them all in one person. She points to the lounge chair that Paradigm used to lay down on awkwardly. Still has like a
Horse
break.
print.
Yeah, where his hoof.
Anything else, team, we want to ask Meza about before we head on out and start preparing?
What was the slap about?
Oh. How do I say this without sounding like a weird controlling person?
Aren't you a wizard?
I'm a wizard. I'm very controlling, yes. Would you settle for teenage drama?
Sure.
Okay. That, I mean, essentially that's what it was, yeah. I was really mad about what Jerome did to my sister and how he took Jerome in like he was a fucking family member. That's
Oh,
why I stabbed
Right.
Jerome in the chest.
understand that.
We all wish we could have done that. Thank you.
Well, you can if you just do it.
Shot him.
No, we
I
can't.
shot him.
We,
No,
we
we've
can't.
been in a bit
Sure
of
can.
trouble lately to just
Huh.
randomly
It's
stab
not
people
something
in the
that
wall.
we
Nothing's stopping you from just
can
stabbing.
do.
I shot him. and I
There's a
felt
lot.
good hearing that squawk.
Oh, you're talking about Jerome now? Yes, you
Yeah.
can just hit Jerome.
Not tyrant. No. Although,
Were you talking about stabbing the tyrant vampire?
Yeah, wait, what?
What? No one said anything about the. You're the only one who brought up harming the tyrant. What's going on?
No.
Sever.
They're talking about the slap. They're talking about the slap.
Oh, yeah. Alright, yeah, it was teenage drama. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done it. I regret it in hindsight. But, you know, if we don't have emotions, what would... And she will rant for a little while about how being
Tell me
human...
more about this teenage drama.
Yeah.
Hell
she
yeah.
won't. She will not tell you anything more about the teenage drama, but she will go into a philosophical lesson about denying one's feelings and emotions, doing what's right no matter the consequences, and sometimes you just gotta slap a motherfucker. It doesn't
Constantly
matter.
Casting silence on her.
How dare you?
she would detect that. She
She throws you into a wall. And stuff.
Walk outside of the circle and then yell at them.
True. You can't... Well, I mean... The meeting can be over whenever you guys want it to be. If you have things you want to do for the next, I don't know, 40 minutes, we can do something. Or, you know, is there anything
Sure.
pressing?
nothing pressing.
I mean,
Just
I
maybe
have a bunch of stuff that I would love to do, but I want to go after everybody else because my stuff can probably be hand waved over the winter too, at least some of it. So, go ahead.
Tamer?
do some clean up some stuff, like talk to the Greater Chemical, go to Randy. Actually, he would like to by himself on his own initiative and not under the guidance of a tyrant. Go to Randy, but to do that, but it would just basically asking about elementals when he's there, and for the Greater Chemical, he would go there to get probably the surgery for moving 1 percentage point. Or
Yeah, I'm
sorry,
interested in this insane
not
man too.
percentage point, but
Well,
Ability scores.
we're
yeah.
gonna deal with the surgery stuff at Winter. Because he's not ready to, like, truly set up shop. He has the menu open to give you a sneak peek. But he's just not ready to do it.
He would not bother then. He's basically Antrois wants to just get stuff done, clean up before he leaves, because he's leaving to Nevertar's Arsenal.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You're gonna be able to get the surgery if you're not here.
No, I wouldn't be at Nevertar's Arsenal.
Remote surgery.
Well, it's magical surgery. God knows how to make this work on this one. Actually.
Now, he'd need you... There's a recovery period, which is the problem. And it's just based on, like, how well you roll on a D100.
Hmm.
So what he is doing, essentially, is trying to get it so that even if he does, like, botches the surgery, you guys won't be out for, like, years. Which, this can destroy people. Like, there's nothing else. I mean, you're literally changing your physiology on a magical level. It's gonna be rough.
Moving a charisma out. How's that? Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
He cuts open your larynx.
My charisma. Cuts open my charisma.
If we want to do Randy stuff, we should probably do that as a group right now, if we need to.
Agreed.
Is there anyone needing to speak with Randy? Sever, do you need to speak with Randy about anything?
It was just like that orb that follows us around.
No, not the
No,
other
the
one.
massive
actual, like-
temple.
The massive temple, Randy.
No, the orb went dead a while back.
Yep.
No, we turned it off and then it went dead. We just like, no, put it aside. Don't interact with it. I was encouraging paradigm notch. Like, stop it. And then, yeah, afterwards it was turned off, but we don't know that yet. Not in game.
The orb?
Yeah, we
don't
know the
know
orb
it.
doesn't work.
Yeah, we know it
didn't
doesn't work.
We didn't know why.
I
till
literally
back.
threw it in
No.
the trash.
All right, let's not argue and waste more time.
Let's go to Randy. I'm interested in talking to him about these magical items that he can create.
Terry, anything you need to do?
Nothing super pressing, no.
Alright. Fen, we just met you. Brood is quite literally falling asleep.
Thinking.
You're thinking? Are you sure?
So when you have like the visions in your brain,
Oh, yeah.
Dreams?
those are thoughts.
Dreams?
Thoughts.
You guys fly over to Randy. Randy's there, blah, blah, blah. You get to the Arcane Matrix, or the archive room, where all the Matrix text is floating down in great big blues. Celeste is still currently Randy's master until they find a more suitable one, so that Celeste can go back to being the Tyrant's conduit. And Randy is present. Oh, I am here, Antoine. I have infinite power.
I heard.
Why are you here? Celeste, kick him out. And Celeste just shakes her head. I'm not going to do that, Randy. It's like, come on, you said you'd keep him away from me.
Did you?
Celeste doesn't make a comment.
Well, Randy, I want to know about elementals.
I'm sure you do. Celeste,
Tell him.
Celeste will ask you about what you exactly want to know here, Antoine, so that she can repeat it and forcibly make him tell you. Don't compel me! You said you'd stop!
So, the Faceless was knowledgeable in them. He was able to talk to them.
He was best
Able to-
friends with many.
Yes. How did he become so knowledgeable? Do you have that?
I
I
have
want
much of
that.
his information that he has not deleted on purpose.
Give me everything.
Impossible.
Give me all your elemental related ones.
It would literally take too much time of your measly mortal life.
How much time would it take?
88 years.
Intro, do you have like a more specific question
Yeah.
about elementals?
I want
Like
to
how-
know. I want to know where they come from, how they created, how they die,
They
how they
don't.
exist, how they. Thank you.
All of your questions is they do not.
Okay.
They
Thank
aren't
you very
born,
much.
they are part of the world, and they don't die normally.
How does one become friends with an elemental? How does one communicate the elemental on the level that Hephaestus did? What does an Eternium crystal powering you right now, how does an elemental get its strength from that?
Infinite power! I,
There's
I can't help but, like, do the joke. Okay. It's irresistible, guys. When you have the ability to say infinite power, you just have to keep saying it. You asked too many questions in succinction, so... Eternium crystals are a deed to the world that the world gives the elementals. The elementals use that to get all of the juicy, good primal energies from the core, which is really good and really delicious. The downside is, once you are in possession of one, you are intrinsically tied to the world. So, you know. It's basically the easiest way to gain a form of pseudo-immortality.
Fucking Bran.
Yeah, Bran.
Yeah.
Bran gave up immortality for you
Yeah.
fucks, by the way.
He just tossed it aside like, I don't care.
Yeah,
Sounds like Bran.
Yeah.
sure does.
So, how would I acquire an Eternium crystal? Do you know any locations of them anywhere in Klovisa?
Find a primal elemental.
Yes, and kill it. Yes, you told me that before. I do remember that.
They sort of sit on them in their natural state. It's like, that's what makes it a primal elemental or something. The only other way is to find one that was given away and then made into something likely.
What are they made into?
Weapons, usually.
Would there be that? Could you take a weapon and make it return it to an Eternium crystal?
In theory, Avasalis never got the opportunity. Every time we found one, it got yoinked by Wolden and Nenarian.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like they had preeminent knowledge about their locations or something. It was quite annoying.
But could you do it?
In theory.
Now let's talk about Wolden's cleaver. You
What
said
about
you'd
it?
Give up. You said you had it.
I
You'd
do.
Give it up.
Celeste interjects and just says, it's not your call to make.
Hmm.
We're keeping it here for the time being.
Is Wolden's cleaver made out of one of these crystals?
No.
Okay. How could I tell?
There will be a giant glowing gem of infinite power within it.
At least it's obvious.
It's very difficult to mistake it as anything else. Oh, let's not ban Shadow from the chat. Oh, that was an
Close
accident.
there.
I banned a bot spammer,
Yeah.
and then your name was right above my mouse after the ban.
Okay. Randy, you killed my island. You killed it.
No,
Come on.
I played a part, yes, but also no. If I had the power to kill primal elementals, this world would not be standing still.
Hephaestus wanted to end the world. and
Yep.
You tried to end the world.
Yep.
Did he stop you?
Yes, he stopped me.
So
He's a traitor.
why would you say that you don't have the power to kill an elemental?
I do not have the power to kill a primal elemental, is why I'm saying that I do not have the power to kill a primal elemental. Whew.
But you have the power to kill the entire world.
In a roundabout way, yes.
How do you square that? Primal's larger than this world we can see.
I don't square anything.
Perhaps killing the world.
It's just
doesn't mean-
basic math. Come on, does nobody learn math? God bless.
It sounds like he doesn't round up.
Okay.
Seems like killing the world doesn't mean destroying the world, but maybe killing everything that's living on it.
Maybe
Primal
it just
elementals
means
might
changing the
survive.
world as you know it.
No, I meant literally killing it.
Ah, cool.
What mechanic did... You know what? Just show me the last moments of my primal elemental right now.
You want to see the last moments of your primal elemental?
The events that leaded up to it and the actors who were involved. I'm ready.
The room will flash. You will see through Randy's perspective of a focus on Mokapuni, the city. For a very long time, you will fast forward. Day will become night, like second by second. And it will go from a tiny little village to a full-blown city-state where walls just start appearing around this very small tribe. More and more people will accumulate. Years and years will pass. Cities will go down. And eventually, Bagels Jones Amphitheater will be built. More and more time passes. And then it slows down. And Randy's voice will come up. This is the day all of the challengers appeared and gathered for the first time. And the camera will shift and follow tiny little dots, not zoomed in at all, because Randy doesn't have the CSI camera that can just infinitely enhance. Instead, you will see just tiny dots moving throughout a jungle, getting lost in a canopy, when suddenly a giant storm cloud rolls on top of them and a four-winged bird with a metal mask will appear and shoot lightning at them. They'll run into a temple, diving in and being lost, and it'll fast forward a day. Only 4 came out of the original 6. These people will run back to town, looking up at the sky, and they will keep running. The camera shifts back to Mokapuni, then to another temple, and then, whoosh, suddenly that owl is returned, but works with them now. And then another beast, a deer, two-headed, will show up, working together with another one. Each one of the figures will gain their own dot until finally you get to see when Randy invites/brings in Piddle's Wetspot and his goons. Syl, a man named Thark, which is a bugbear barbarian, a man named Jasper, who was a short little puppy guy called a kobold. A kobold dude. He was really cute looking. Just really strong, too, despite his weak bones. There was... Oh, man. There were 2... I don't even know how to describe Cersei's character. God, I can't even remember his name, actually. Just a group of adventurers, wizards, rangers, warriors, all will go on quests. They will fight in his Museum of Horrors, which I think all of you have seen before in passing, but we're hand-waving them for time. And then Randy will summon a fire giant illusion for them to throw down against as the temple begins to falter out of power, getting closer and closer to the ocean where it is situated above. The crew will defeat it. They will... Oh, Red. I forgot about him. They will defeat the giant, claim Randy as their own. Piddles will soy dive for what is called a MacGuffin, a Eternium fragment, where he will take control of Randy. Randy's voice will narrate again. This is where Piddle's Wetspot claimed to be my master, the traitorous fuck. You will see 4 of them with these great big glowing shard items, each one a different accessory. Jasper wears bracers. One of these weird mages has like a choker around their neck, which is supposed to have been a crown. Thark is wearing a big belt with a cat roaring out of it. It just has two small gem eyes. And Syl has his own as well.
His
They
own
will
gem.
go. I'm sorry?
His own gem? His
Yeah.
own Eternium crystal?
No,
Like the rest?
not crystal. Much smaller.
Uh.
Just a fragment, like as big as a fingernail. They continue on their merry quest until at last they get to the volcano. Each one racing up the caldera alone, separated with their own little animal companion, be they giant or small. Only Piddle's wet spot comes last, literally Randy teleporting him down to the ground, where each one stands upon a stone pillar in the center of the caldera. Lava is directly underneath them. They each take a step on these stone platforms, which teleports them straight across the side. When all of them get there, weapons are drawn. Spells get casted until one is defeated, is teleported back across, and the one who defeated them claims their item. Until two factions kind of emerge of like people getting defeated and giving away their crystal to someone more deserving of it. Until finally Syl incapacitates his friends to stop them from fighting each other. Piddle's wet spot, you hear his voice echoed. Randy crashed down on them to destroy anyone who would want to enslave the elemental for their own power. You see the calculation that Randy does as he aims directly into it, attempting more or less to seal the caldera, when suddenly two figures fly across the sky, one doing cartwheels over and over, and stone pillars shoot. Several of these pillars just come out as spells are cast out and direct him away into the side, which he goes down, shouting, "Fuck!" In anger, being interrupted. And you see the last moment that Randy got to see of the primal elemental, this massive lava jellyfish almost, sprouting out of the middle of the lava, coming before the Eternium crystal that Syl now holds out to it. And although you don't hear the telepathic message, Syl is clearly offering this thing to the elemental, the one who is Mokapuni. And the elemental looks at it, its massive, almost crystalline head jutting, looking down upon him, and then it just twirls around into a great lava storm, a tornado of liquid fire, and goes back into the volcano, which begins to cool. Randy's vision gets shortly closed down as he begins to slide further and further, breaking apart the suddenly brittle caldera. And the last thing we get to see is Syl looking at the crystal in his hand. The offering refused. The picture freezes on that. Mokapuni abandoning what it built, what it created. The party slowly turns to Anchois. Randy's voice asking, "Is this what you wanted?"
Coldly, I say no. But this is not the end.
You storm out of the room. You can't possibly stay in the room after saying something so fucking... oh, destined.
That's it.
The rest of you have Randy's attention as Antwal leaves.
So, Randy,
What?
we hear you can now make magical items.
I can't make, I can recreate.
What does it take for you to recreate these items?
An item.
If we provide you with an item, you can recreate more?
It is not guaranteed, but in theory, yes. If Celeste would trust me... And Celeste's just like, Randy, we're just looking at everything first, man. It's like, okay.
So the same dilemma of we have to find something usable to get it replicated once again. Okay.
Yes. Sure. Oh,
Well-
that wasn't addressed to me.
We could ask them questions about what we might run into coming up. We could ask them about the Blazing Star. We could ask them about the
Ha
boars.
ha ha ha!
Go for it, Terry.
Hello,
Yeah.
little paladin.
Yeah, I'm pretty small compared to this whole thing. I agree.
You are tiny.
What do you know about the Blazing Star?
Much.
Can you
You guys don't
give
know what specifics are, do you?
like an overview? What are its goals? What, you know?
Its goals are to burn things. What it wants is insignificant to the ones that use it. Not all gods are intelligent creatures, Paladin.
So this thing is just a fire that wants to burn the world?
No. It wants to... Look, man, go read its fucking book if you want it.
Wait, do you have a book on it?
Yes! He drops a book from the sky. It hits you on your head, but does no damage. It's fine.
Ow.
Have fun
Awesome.
reading propaganda!
Nothing better than reading propaganda. What do you know about Buvor?
Uvor. He was the champion of the boar. He is known as the Truffle King. Ultimately, he was a farce. He took too long to act and got obliterated because of his indecision. Hesitancy is his predominant trait, which makes sense for a man who gets eaten by a boar. Like, you have legs, dude. Just walk away.
Interesting. You say he was eaten by a boar.
It is the endless cycle of the pig and the truffle. What about you, Bard? Sing us a song!
Huh?
You're just
Not really
quiet
the-
skulking.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to say with you. I don't know what the fuck's going on here, really.
Celeste, kick him out! He's a waste of air! I'm tired of you fuckers coming into my archive demanding answers. I get nothing in return.
What do you want? Magic? I'm assuming more magic.
I have infinite magic now. No.
Oh, then what do you want, huh?
I want stories.
What stories?
Tell me a story.
Hmm.
And
I
Celeste
start-
is just like, don't you dare say a fucking word to this thing yet, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Don't give him what he wants. Like, why won't you let me have anything, Celeste? Celeste is just like, you will know everything later. Just hang on. It's like, I have been waiting 50,000 years. How much longer do you want me to wait?
God, you're as whiny as the wizard.
Yes, was made by one. Okay.
What do you know about shadow realms or shadow portals, planes?
The Ulathayans know more about them. They hid in them for thousands of years. They hid in shame and embarrassment.
From what?
Their own failure.
Do you know where did the vampires come from?
That is hard to say for certain. From what Hodel explained to me, one god during the Age of Myths built his own moon and then bound select people he hated to his service as form of punishment. Specifically from Ulathil, or Ulathil, or whatever.
Okay.
That is as much as I'm aware of vampire lore.
Thanks. That helps.
Sounds like a fun guy.
And yeah, who would punish someone with immortality? That just doesn't make any sense, right?
Do you any idea on how to obtain immortality?
Acquire an Eternium crystal. Power yourself through spite when you die. Become a ghost and just refuse to, stop eating people's souls for power. You know, the
Is
basic
that what
shit.
your horse is doing? Is he eating
Yeah,
people's
sounds
souls?
It's like 50-50. We're not sure. Thank you.
Too
That was
soon.
helpful.
Too soon.
Anything else we can get?
I have nothing else for Randy.
Does he know where the origin of the Reminisce ones or the Foul ones?
Time.
Oh, time. Okay.
Go back in time.
How do we go back in time?
I don't know. You think I'd be here if I could knew?
Man, if there was only a horse that was trying to figure that out.
Talk to the mongoose. Maybe he will know. I'm not kidding. The mongoose is of time. Go and speak with him.
Where is he?
Wait.
You think I know? I wouldn't be here if I knew.
Fair enough.
Enjoy reading. Ah,
I will.
Terry.
Can we go now? Like,
Yes, leave. I'm a
think we
prisoner in my own mind.
alright, bye, Rock.
Weird white noise follows you out as you leave. Where Antoine is pacing, planning, plotting his next move for next year.
I would like to go up to Angelo and ask, does this give you any closure?
No. More questions. But answers that can't be found here.
What is it that you seek now? Answers? Vengeance?
We all seek vengeance. But I seek now. What I seek now is knowledge. And that's all he lets know. Let's out.
Well, as Antoine and Thatcher move on, Thatcher, natural 20 insight check will grant you a little further insight on Antoine. To a wizard, knowledge is power. And what is power if not a tool to control? He rejects the truth, Thatch. He has seen what you have seen. An end, a choice, a refusal from the one he now wishes to recreate. Thatch, you walk side by side with someone who will go to any lengths to get what he wants.
And in his heart, Thatch is calmed by this knowledge. Because he knows that Angela is now forever and truly motivated. He will attain great power one day, out of sheer force of stubborn will.
Possibly killing you in the process.
I might possibly kill him with something I do. Better have him at my back.
Okay. Well, on that, guys, thank you so much for joining us for City States of Klovisa, dash the God War. It's been a year, to say for sure. Many of you have not reached your year-long part with me yet. Terry and, well, Corin and Shadow specifically. But it feels like one. Guys,
Yeah, every second you have to put up with me feels like a month. I understand.
it's true.
Oh.
That was
A self-burn. Any happy moments you guys want to share? Everybody else went around the table and said their favorite moment. So I'm gonna give you guys the opportunity. What was your favorite moment of your year?
When the sewer gigolo told me my life was too depressing for him to want anymore.
It's pretty good. Oh,
I mean, I had a couple episodes that I thoroughly enjoyed. When the sewer gigolo essentially stole Paradigm's identity. That episode was awesome. Tyrant on Ice was awesome. I enjoyed that episode a lot.
yeah. That's when Sever became a true vampire.
Mm-hmm.
That's when Thatch got his theme song.
That's right.
Yeah.
I like the fight with the Dragon Lich, Dragon Dead zombie thing. And I also like the other dragon that we fought, even though we lost. It was really cool.
There were 2 dragons we lost to.
Oh, that's true.
One
There's
was
the
the
other
A
best.
one.
statue.
2 out of 3 is pretty good.
Yeah.
No, wait, 1
Yeah.
out of 3. 1 out of 3.
1 out of 3 ain't bad against
Yeah.
dragons.
I was a big fan of basically everything that Coraline did.
Yeah.
I miss JC.
Yeah, you know what? I miss when Coraline was.
Whatever JC did was gold.
It's true.
Hopefully we'll have him back soon and bring your party up to its original 6 members.
That would be awesome.
I gave him the opportunity to
Oh.
read my next project's document in advance, and he's like, John, I feel like if I read this, I'm not going to be able to play in the God War anymore. I was like, well, I assumed you wouldn't be able to rejoin us. And he's like, no?
Okay.
So, I'm hoping JC will come back sometime.
Hell yeah.
We chat with him every once in a while on our super secret Discord.
He was eager to be a part of the dragon murking team. Bring
Yeah,
back
he
one
said
of
he
his.
would want to come back if we
Yeah,
did that.
yeah. He was
I'm
very.
sure he would have.
So he's definitely interested. But maybe with some prodding and pressuring, we can lure him away from
Pressuring.
his family. From
True.
his family.
His job and school.
His bonds are weak.
Let's see. The other awesome thing was us spending so much time and putting together like a 5-page document on how to kill
my
this
God.
dragon, and then actually
yeah.
having the restraint to say, "Wait a second, maybe we shouldn't kill ourselves."
Well, we have no resistance to Necro. That was kind of one of the primary things we kind of agreed on.
I don't want to talk about mechanics, guys. I want to talk about
have-
the campaign.
Light mechanics.
What was it? The wedding between Anshua and Horace?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a
The
really
immediate
good.
divorce.
Holy-
We got a
Like,
lot
the
of
fucking-
good.
the
We got a lot out of it. We dragged it on for a while.
True.
the sheer, like, what do we do on this damn ritual circle? Perform a ritual, and then
Oh man, I can't believe that I actually convinced you guys to do that. That's
made
awesome.
so
You
much
didn't have
sense
to
at
do
the
much
time.
to convince us of anything.
Much, no.
Uh,
oh, God.
here's
the
another
cards.
question I
In the
asked.
cards.
Oh. Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. No.
It's fine. There are plot threads that are kind of just dead. I like to imagine D&D as like a road trip that at any point in time someone can shout Chinese fire drill and sort of take the wheel. And yeah, did you really like that imagery?
What
so-
road trips have you been on?
A lot. It's more than I care to admit. But not the boring road trips, the fun road trips. You Californian. Anyway, what was like a road you wish you got to travel, if any? What alternative timeline would you have pursued if able? And if there's anything dead, I might be able to relieve you of that sense of wonder and like what could have been.
Well,
Success is what Rumble says. Well, Malcolm,
wow, thanks.
fucking
No, I mean,
Monday
it's sorta
coming
right.
in hot.
I thought about making Paradigm leave the party for the Horse Lords. Or the Stag Lords.
Oh,
Oh.
wow.
But I never did it.
Do you regret it?
Not really, but at the same time, I was curious to see, like, think about what would have happened to him.
So something kind of small is Sever was asked if he wanted to just Revit was asked if he just wanted to die, and he decided to become an undead.
Mhm.
I do wonder, like, several points, like, what would the game be like differently? Well, we would be able to travel during the daytime.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have your busted ass stat block.
And Oscar the Grouch.
I died a
Just
lot.
roll well.
But no, I'm having a lot of fun with Vampire. But also, like, Sever could have become an NPC as well as
Yeah.
another thing. But yeah,
True.
so I would have wanted to see what he would have gotten up to if John controlled him. So.
Yeah. There would have been things to do, other than just have him be there.
What would have happened if I gave Necrodan my body when the vampires
Oh,
tried to kill
yeah.
me?
Ooh.
He would have taken your body over and caused extreme amounts of hell for literally everyone.
I regret not doing it.
Necrodan
Yeah.
is a force to behold upon the world. He will probably be showing up around your area just due to the fact that he's tied somewhat to Destry. He's hated by vampires. Blah blah blah. There has to be a reason why, right?
Yeah.
He probably controls vampires. I bet.
He also has this feud with a swamp wizard, and You know,
Ozark.
Yeah,
what
who could
is
that be?
an Ozark if not a swamp who is also a wizard?
Hmm.
Did my character, how he turned out, completely like throw a spanner into your like plans or anything like that?
I
Okay,
have a
good.
question too.
No way.
Sometimes I wonder
Jose.
that. Sometimes I wonder that if I like how he like kind of commandeers a lot of the plot, and if John like maybe had different ideas of taking
don't
everything
think-
outside of that.
I don't think you do. I don't think you commandeer the plot, but you definitely have a subplot, which I love. Every single time. You are literally the wizard ignoring every opportunity to be a good guy, and I love it. It's great.
That was my question. Were you always gunning to turn Antoine into like a bad guy?
He didn't even have to
I
gun
didn't
for it. It
need
was just
to.
happening.
Yeah, it's intuitive storytelling. I don't need to do
Yeah.
damn near anything.
It's not like John pulling the strings here. It's him offering opportunities to take it, and sometimes he gives a little shove, like that excellent, and it truly was excellent. Changing the thing offered from the medical degree to just like some mechanic thing, to be like an actual RP moment. Yeah, so it offers a kind of a door opening to kind of play it a little bit different. And if you use that to your opportunity, you can kind of change things even further. But yeah, myself, I was thinking like, how could possibly Anchoa fit in a lot of things going on with his kind of code? Like clearly, he was clashing a bit. He was prevented from doing a lot of stuff. Kind of rationalized it every now and then, like, well, okay, but it's limiting.
Sure. But limitations give us the ability to act, really, without having like a hard set line of knowing what we can't do. We don't know what we can do. And one of my favorite techniques that I picked up along the line is giving people the chance to look at how far they came. And I think Antoine and Temer have used that device the most. Because we have like a solid point in line of like, we start out with an idea and we go forward. And like, how many decisions could we have made, but we chose to stay on the same path? And that sort of gives us it gives meaning to the whole process of decision making. Sticking with a character trait, sticking with a set of beliefs, no matter what you're presented, is both heroic and villainous at the same time. And out of all of the players that I played with, I think Temer is the one who had an ideology that he stuck with throughout the entire time he was playing. From like session 0 of just like, character creation, really. Yeah. It's been a wild ride.
It was a character we both developed from kind of ideas. Like, I'd say mechanically, it was you to give him the medical degree or to do all this stuff. So that I was able to use that in a lot of ways. Like, oh, well, now he's an old know-it-all, where he pretends to be like that, but he's also naive. He doesn't really, he's not really that good. That's a lot of things that people should be doing, like remembering stuff and everything like that. And
True.
no, it was great to have him change and grow as situations prop up, because he did change, like markedly change.
Oh yeah.
And he becomes more wiser, more intelligent, and more, I wouldn't say malicious, but more cunning, less easily offering.
Capable is a word I'd use.
Yeah, capable.
Yeah. From Antoine's early days of casting Bless on a druid and another wizard to literally, well, I mean, summoning elementals and casting fireballing Thatch was funny as fuck. Okay, when he
Oh.
fireballed you, Thatch, that was great.
Yeah.
I love that.
Every
Make the
fireball
guy
being
with
a
4
success.
decks do a deck save. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Well,
I
we're
have
at
one
our
more quick question.
Yeah.
Before you end it, whatever really happened to Duke Aldrich and his sister, or is that still enough ongoing?
that
we
is
don't
still in play.
All right.
I still have her medication, her psychotic
We have not
medication.
seen the end
I want
of
to start using it.
Duke Aldrich.
Yeah, I went from one druggy character to another druggy character.
Okay.
Right.
Guys, thank you all so much for joining me once again. We're taking 2 weeks off so that I can move, so when next time we show up, this will be a different beige wall. And then I need a week to prepare maps. Because you know, stuff. So, wherever you are, whenever you are, I hope you have a wonderful time. And don't die. Just don't fuck. What?
So easy.
So easy. Just don't do it. Bye.